Welcome to the Ben Stortini Show, where stories drift between worlds and forgotten moments find new life. Let's begin our journey. Let's go. Welcome back, everybody, to the Ben Stortini Show, and I am Ben Stortini, but you can just call me Ben. Now, man, if it wasn't for Google Cloud collapsing in front of our eyes today, I would have had this episode done hours ago. This is my fourth time doing this, so if this doesn't work, I am done. I'm going to do it tomorrow, and it's going to be late. So, and I'm a perfectionist a little bit, so that still bothers me, but I'm going to try to get it done right now. But I'm not going to rush it. Man, okay, so how was your week? Good, bad? Yeah, well, mine, let me just lay it in front of you. So since last time we spoke, last week, my daughter had a spring fair at her school. Let me describe what a spring fair is like for you for you people that don't know, for you people that don't know. So it's at her school, and just imagine hundreds of kids just running and screaming and just running into these jumping castles and eating candy and running to kids karaoke and just pow, pow, just fireworks everywhere, but there's no fireworks, and it's just parents looking confused, like, where's my kid at, and how come I have somebody else's kid, and this is crazy, I don't even know who you are, but they're asking me to go find auntie. I'm like, I don't know who your auntie is, I don't even know who you are, and 3-4 hours later, whatever it was, it felt like 3-4 hours, it was only a couple of hours, we go home, take a deep breath, right? And that was just the intro to the weekend. So then Saturday was my daughter's best friend's birthday. She had an incredible time. It was fantastic, but that was also a day because there was just a lot going on. So boom, 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 getting that done. And then Sunday, it is my daughter's 9th birthday party. Was this past Sunday, and it went down without a hitch. It was perfect. She had so much fun, but again, just boom, just constant, just all day, just super busy, just boom, boom, boom. And then her birthday was Tuesday, June 10th. And that was her day, right? So it hasn't stopped since last Thursday. And finally, it's Thursday today that I'm recording this. And I'm finally feeling like I can take a deep breath. So I'm going to do that right now on the podcast. I'm going to take a deep breath right here. A Wim Hof, all right? Here we go. I'm going to do one more. All right, that does feel better. All right, let's get into it. Man, so my daughter turned 9. And of course, when you really look what's going on in life, you see what's going on in life, you think about yourself and how that relates to you. And I saw that my daughter turned 9, it made me think about what was it like when I was 9. And I thought about it, and man, when I was 9, 1989, my sister was born, and that's when my mom and my dad got a divorce. 9 years old, man, and that made me think. I'm like, I remember the feeling. I remember what I was thinking. I remember the yelling. I remember the fighting. I remember all that, and I just remember all that. My point of this is that 9 years old, around that age, you're a sponge. You're hearing those fights. You're seeing how your parents are interacting, or how dad's dealing with this and mom's dealing with that. Like, you're taking note of all these things. You're very receptive. So, and you're starting to build your own, emotional wherewithal, like your own way to deal with things, right? So 9 years old is big. 8, 9, 10, that age is big because you're such a sponge, right? And like I said, around that time, 1989, that's when my parents got divorced. And I remember there was this one time, it's like how my dad told me, that he was leaving, right? I was at my grandfather's house on St. Joseph Island, and I was sitting in my room, and I was watching my TV. Now, 2-3 days before this, I had gone to a garage sale. And my grandfather always gave me these, his extra change, his loose change in his pocket. So I had this like nice, just a bunch of change in my room, just a bunch of quarters, bunch of loonies, right? So I'd gone to this garage sale with just a pocket full of coins. And I found this nice old school color TV with like this wood panel trim around it, right? It was like the Cadillac. It looked like a Cadillac. It was beautiful. So I bought it for 50 cents, man. St. Joe Island deal right there, 50 cents. So I brought it back to my room, plugged it in, and it worked. Everything was good. So I'm sitting up in my room. I'm watching my TV, and I hear a knock on the door, and my dad walks in. He didn't knock, actually. He just walked in. And he probably had like 10 cigarettes in, a couple of beers in to get the balls to come tell me, right? And he comes up. He comes, he looks me in the eyes, and then he just goes, takes a deep breath. And he goes, so I just wanted to tell you, Ben, I'm talking with your mom, and I got an apartment in the Sioux. And so you know, we're on St. Joseph Island, right? And Sault Ste. Marie is about 45 minutes out of the island. So he's telling me now, hey, I got an apartment in the Sioux, so I can go to this apartment after work so I can take showers. That's just why I got this apartment. It's got a shower, so I can take showers now after work. So he's telling me he got an apartment with the purpose just so he can take showers. That's how he was explaining to me. That's how this life-changing moment. Dad's leaving for a shower, essentially. Like, he's leaving us so he can take a shower. So I'm like, but again, 9 years old, very receptive. I saw this coming, right? I knew something was up. I knew he was leaving. I knew things were changing, right? So I was like, okay. And I thought he was done, right? I'm like, all right, go take your shower. But no, he wasn't done. This is how we left this conversation. He goes, and I'm going to have to take this TV. He unplugs my TV and literally throws on the ski mask and robs me of my TV that I had just bought for 50 cents, like 2-3 days before this. He decides he's going to rob his own son and take this TV, take it to his apartment so that when he's having his shower, at least he has a TV to watch, right? How crazy is that? How insane is that? That you stole. You didn't even ask. You didn't say, hey, Ben. And to be completely honest with you, if he would have just asked, I would have gave him the TV. Honestly. If he would have said, like, you know, just need this TV, take it in here. But no, he didn't ask. He just took it. And that's really fucked up. Like, that is so fucked up. So, all right. So he took the TV, brings it to his apartment, and thought he would make things right by whenever he'd come back to the island, he'd have like 2-3 VHS tapes of The Simpsons that he had recorded, and bring these tapes and give these tapes to me, so I get to watch The Simpsons. You know, but I don't have a TV, so I gotta watch it on my grandpa's TV, right? Like, it was so messy and just so gross. And the point of me telling you this story, you know, it's pretty fucked up. Like, you don't steal from your son, right? Is that anybody with kids or anybody planning to have kids, is that we have to show them respect as parents. We can't just treat them like they don't understand, or they don't hear, they don't see, you know, especially when they get to that age. Like, they're hearing and seeing everything. And that still sticks to me to this day. I'm not even mad that he took the TV. I'm just more like, that's so dirty. You know what I mean? Like, that's really gross. Really, really gross that he did that. And I wish he didn't do that, right? Because it just puts another stain on top of the stains of just complete lack of respect. Like, you don't do that. Like, if anything, he should have gave it back, like, months later, once he got his own, right? Like, oh, here's your TV. Everything would have been fine. Would have been just fine. But it's those reminders that when I'm with my kids, I gotta watch my mouth. I gotta show more patience. I just gotta be there. I gotta be there. And that's the best thing we can do as dads, is just be there, right? And just be that lion, that protection, that strength, that something, that protection that they know is there at all times. Because that's what we are. We are the protection they need at all times, that they can feel safe. Dad's here, dad's around. Because when dad's not around and dad's stealing your TV, you start looking elsewhere for that protection. You start looking at other things to do to feel safe. That's probably why kids get into gangs. That's why, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many things that you end up falling into when you lose that feeling of protection. And a mom can only do so much. A mom can do this, a mom can do that, can show you all that love in the world. But a mom, and I even told my mom this, I don't even remember what age it was, but I'm like, Mom, my mom, but you can't teach me how to be a man. And I had like issues, man, because the male figures in my life, there wasn't many. There wasn't many strong male figures in my life, except for my grandfather, who, you know, stepped up large. I've mentioned him so many times before, but he stepped up so large with, you know, the little bit of time he had to be able to take me under his wing and you know, punch me into shape. He didn't literally hit me, but you know what I'm saying. So, you know, with Father's Day coming up, I didn't even think of that. Big salute to all the dads out there that, you know, are there for their kids, man. Just be there for them. You know, don't steal their TVs. You know what I mean? Show them that respect. Give them the hug. Tell them you love them. You know, grab them, give them a big hug, give them a big kiss. And so they know, like, Dad's there, man. Dad's there. And, you know, yeah. Man, garage sale TV, 50 cents, right? So crazy. So I know for one thing, I'll never take one of their TVs when they get a TV. That's for damn sure. Like, that wouldn't even cross my mind. That's the crazy part. Like, how did that even cross your mind that you're going to take this TV? Isn't that just crazy? It's just crazy. Crazy is this too. Man, like I've told you before, my running has been going real nice. And I've put in the most kilometers in the last few weeks than I have since I got hurt. Well, since all that stuff that I did to myself. Like I said, the last episode, I have a messed up, weak right hamstring, which, because of all the kilometers that I've put in the past, my quad, my left quad and my left TFL and my hip and all this shit has been just taking the brunt, and just, man, it's even hitting nerves. The physiotherapist was telling me. So these nerves, like, they shoot up my side, and really crazy. It's annoying as hell, right? And it's all come back because I've been putting these kilometers in, more kilometers, right? So yeah, it's telling me, hey, you know, it's been affecting my sleep. It's been really annoying. And so it's telling me, hey, maybe you should quit running. Man, I am not going to quit running. I'm going to exhaust. You know, I was thinking that, I was like, well, maybe if I just stop running, you know, all this will go away. But I can't stop running, man. I can't. I have to exhaust every option I have to deal with this. You know what I mean? So when I go to my acupuncture tomorrow, I'm going to ask them about, you know, if they can help me with this. And then I have a good friend of mine that's a fascia therapist, you know, stretch the fascia in your body. I'm going to do that next week. I'm going to deal with this, and I'm not going to let it beat me down. I'm going to keep going, and I'm not going to quit. That's for damn sure. I'm not going to quit. So, yeah, that's an update on that. It sucks. I'll tell you that much. It really does suck because it affects the sleep and blah, blah, blah. But I'm going to get better, man. I'm going to get better. I'm going to deal with this. I'm dealing with it. So, yeah. On that note, let's go switch some worlds. I want to give a shout out to my neighbor Eric, man. This dude, he's such a good dude. You know when they say, like, the eyes don't lie, Chico? You know, that's a good dude right there. This is a good dude. Eric, I just want to give you a shout out, man. He's always giving positive vibes about the show. He's just a real stand-up guy, and I really appreciate all the positive feedback that he gives for the show and just in general. He's just a really good dude. So thank you, Eric. Big salute to you, and a happy Father's Day to you. We're going to go for that coffee soon. And welcome back. All right, we're going to jump into the Hoopo verse right now. Still going to call it the Hoopo verse. So the tune, we're going to start with the music today. So the tune we're going to play today for the Hoopo verse is this group called Rhythm and Sound. Now, most of you have not heard of Rhythm and Sound, but I'm going to read a quick description of them off Spotify here. One of the several anonymous projects linked to the mysterious Berlin dub techno duo Moritz von Oswald and Mark Ernestus. So this Moritz and Mark, They're this mysterious duo who they make all these different types of music projects, and they kind of, lay back in the cut and just, they just put out this like vibey music. And this was a project that I found called Rhythm and Sound, and the album is called Rhythm and Sound with the Artists. And so they put out their music, but they put these artists, these singers on it. So like Cornell Campbell, Shalom, the Chosen Brothers, who else is on there? Paul St. Hilaire, just like a bunch of just amazing artists, and to match it with this vibe. So if you go to that album and you check, this is the tune right here that I'm going to throw up. It's called Best Friend. So let's take a listen, feel the vibe, and hope you like it. Yeah. See what I'm saying? Rhythm and Sound, man. This tune right here you're listening to is called Best Friend. And like I said, beautiful vibe. Put the windows down, let the sun shine in, and take this vibe in. Very relaxing, nice vibe. Rhythm and Sound. So that's the music choice for this week, and let's get into the documentary. If any of you have HBO or Crave, I want you to go to search, and I want you to look up How To with John Wilson. And man, this guy is this dude from New York, right? And he just, every time I finish an episode, I'm like, this dude's a goddamn genius. Like, they're like essays. They're 30-minute episodes. They're like essays. And like, one episode will be about it's called How to Put Up Scaffolding. And because New York's got a bunch of scaffolding, he digs into the history of that. But then what he does is he takes these little, like, almost like this podcast, jumps in the portal, like it'll send him to another space about, like, just something way offbeat from what he was originally talking about, and then it just bounces, and then he finds himself back to wrap it all back in to do with the scaffolding. Like, it's just wild. He's got one about how to remember your dreams. He's got, like, it's wild about the parking situation, like how to find parking in New York, and then like where that takes him. He's got another one about like how to find a bathroom. Because it's like really hard when you have to find a bathroom when you're outside your house, and especially in New York. Like, so look it up, man. It's a genius little thing that he put out. That's why HBO grabbed him. It's older now. It's 2022. But so it's called How To with John Wilson. Look it up, and I guarantee you'll enjoy yourself. Dude is a genius. And the challenge this week, man, just, you know what? I had no idea what I was going to do for the challenge. I never really do anymore, but I just let it pop in. This is what we're going to do. For your wife, or your husband, or your girlfriend, or your boyfriend, or whoever, I want you to just stop, look them in the eyes, and just tell them how much you appreciate them and how much you love them. That's what I want you to do. We need to spread more of that around in the world, because everyone is just goddamn nuts right now. Like, I just went to the dump, like I said, and people are just on fire. They do not look happy. There is a vibe out there that not a lot of people saying I appreciate you or I love you right now. So let's do that. Go tell your loved one that you love them and that how much you appreciate them, and make them feel it, because we all want to feel that appreciation. We all want to know that someone cares for us, and especially when they say I love you, man. And that's beautiful. So that's my challenge to you. It's a simple one, but tell your loved ones that you love them. And because I don't think we say it enough nowadays. We're all just too caught up in the rat race. Yeah, so let them know. So, all right, music, rhythm and sound. Documentary, How To with John Wilson on Crave HBO. And the challenge, tell your loved ones that you love them and how much you appreciate them. All right, do it. So that's the episode, man. Wasn't for, like I said, Google Cloud, man. Fourth time, whatever it is, trying to do this episode. But looks like I got it done. And hopefully it saves. So, like I mentioned earlier, this is going into the weekend, and it is Father's Day on Sunday. So I said it already, but I'm going to say it again. To all the dads listening, I salute you. And, it kind of fits in with the whole dad story at the start. Didn't even mean for that to happen, but let's not be like that. You know what I mean? Let's not steal any TVs. You know what I mean? That's pretty drastic, but let's just be the best we can be as dads. Meaning that, let your kids know, that we're there for you. We're here. We're available. We're listening. We're seeing, and you're safe. And that's the best thing that we can do as dads, is just let them know that we're the lion, that you're safe. Like, come close, you're all right. We get frustrated at times. We get stressed out at times. There's crazy shit going on in our lives. There's things that we can't control. There's stress in the house. There's shit that, you wish you could fix. And there's just stuff going on that you just wish wasn't happening, but it is. So deal with it. Be a man about it. You know what I mean? Like, stand up, dust yourself off. Things are going to be all right. Things are going to be fine. And this is our day, Father's Day. So let's be strong. Let's smile. Keep your head up, look people in the eyes, because the eyes don't lie, Chico, right? And let's just keep moving forward and keep staying strong and getting the stuff done that we need to get done. Like going to the dump, stuff like that. But anyways, happy Father's Day to all. And hope you have a great weekend. And we'll talk next week. Bye-bye. Thank you for listening or watching this episode. It means a lot, genuinely. And remember, new episodes come out every single Friday. So please hit No, you don't need to hit subscribe. You don't need to hit the 5-star review. Just listen. Thank you for listening to this episode. And I hope you have a great weekend. And don't forget, I love you.